folks, I hope you're well. I really do. This fine Sunday afternoon. Well, Sunday tea time now. I've gone tea time for that matter. It's getting late now. I'm late today. For those that's in the know that watch the channel, you'll know yesterday I had a bit of a do-on, a bit of a family do-on. I'll tell you quickly about it before we get to the showbiz news, because there's not a lot to report today. All the showbiz news is music related, so it's music all the way. Then I've got a sportsman at the end, and then that's it. It's a quiet day. Only because there's no stuff there, to be honest with you, although I must admit it was a late one for me last night. I got home, I was absolutely cream crackered. It was probably about 1 o'clock, 1:15 when I got into bed. I even had to lie in, but I've worked today and I just can't get going today. Anyway, I've gone through all the various channels. I couldn't even find 3 or 4 bits to tell you, but the do yesterday, what was it like? Well, shows how busy I am, what we're working with this and everything else. I told you it was a housewarming. It wasn't. It was a 30th birthday. But the old niece that's birthday it was has just moved into a new house, and I've got it made. Somehow, it's a housewarming. How did it go? Well, it would have been a good do. The music played most all of the day wasn't to my taste. It was stuff that the young guns know and like. I knew about 8 songs all day, and that's from about 3:30 in the afternoon till about midnight midnight. I knew about 8 songs. I mean, I'm stretching it a bit. I might have knew about 16 songs. But 16 songs is probably an hour's worth out of, 9 hours? I've no idea, but I knew nothing. It was just crazy. Absolutely crazy. And it could have gone better. I've got a family member that from time to time likes an argument. Well, this family member likes the sound of their own voice and their own opinions, and they tend to ram it down your throat. They tend to pull you up when they think you're in the wrong, whether you are or not. When you pull them up for the same, they don't like it. Anyway, I pulled this person up yesterday for something they said, because I thought, no, I'm not going to have it anymore. You're all right to rip into others. I'm going to tell you that you're out of order. I did. This person didn't like it at all, and a fight ensued. And normally I let this other person get away with it, but yesterday I thought, no, I've had enough. I decided at Christmas time, if this person annoys me again, I'm going to tell them. I'm going to let them have it. And they got it yesterday with both barrels. Now, when I say it was a fight, it wasn't physical. It was mouth to mouth. Not that we were kissing, we were talking, shouting a little in parts. Sad for this person that they took me on. There could only be one winner there, and yes, I was victorious. Maybe they'll think a second time before having another pop, because they were out of order, massively out of order. I wasn't, folks. I promise you that. Right, what have we got showbiz-wise? Well, it's all music. We'll start with that there, Oasis. We did a bit the other day. I meant to cover them yesterday. They did that first gig on Friday night. Everyone saying they were fantastic. It was like the second coming. It was biblical. Oh, it's the best they've ever seen them. You know what I feel about Oasis, folks. I'm not that keen, whatever they tell me. But, as songs come on the old YouTube, I'll listen to the odd song and I'll let you know what I think. For all I'm not a lover, if they sound okay, I'll say, well, it's not my music, but they don't sound bad. Anyway, to that end, we're all talking about the Gallaghers. There's all over the press that they've sort of made up. They're hand in hand there and whatever else. I've seen the pictures. They're not hand in hand. You've got Liam holding Noel's hand there. Noel's not holding anybody's hand. You see that they don't speak to each other really on stage. They don't look at one another. They don't take each other on. I believe when it's Noel's turn to sing, Liam just walks off behind him and doesn't acknowledge him at all. I even hear, I don't know if it's true, as the first concert ended, Noel's still on the stage with some band members talking to the audience and taking the applause, and Liam's getting in a 4x4 back at stage there to leave, while the rest of the band's on stage, which is a bit weird. I did hear, I think on Wednesday, Thursday, they'd be staying in different hotels. I think Noel's stayed in an hotel adjacent to the stadium there, and Liam was in an hotel 20 minutes away. Still not a lot of brotherly love there. But as I say, people say they went down well. We'll visit over the next few days and we'll see whether they went down well or not, and we'll give an opinion. The other biggie over the weekend was Ozzy Osbourne, the Prince of Darkness, at his farewell concert at that there, was it Villa Park? I think it was, on Saturday. Could have gone myself. It's the kind of music, the old rock music from the classic generation I followed most all of my life. But I don't like most of the bands on there. The bulk of the bands I'm not into. They're too modern for me, for all they're not modern anymore. I'm a 70s time warper, me. So there was nothing there for me other than about 10 songs. So no, it wasn't for me. But I hope it went well. I hope it ended well. I believe lots and lots of acts were there. There were some special guests, e.g. Steven Tyler from Aerosmith, and a couple of others that weren't expected. I believe it went well. I heard Ozzy was only going to sing 4 songs with Black Sabbath. He did. But he sung 5 others with a specially put together band from his Blizzards of Ozphase. He's at 2 of the LPs there, did with his own band. I didn't know he was going to do that. They'd be the songs I'd be looking forward to. I'd like them a lot. I believe they went down well. I haven't yet heard anything, but again, I'll be looking on YouTube over the next few days, hear a song or two, and I'll let you know what I think. What I will say is, as I'm flicking through the website there, Planet Rock, and I see Judas Priest have put out a song. They couldn't be there. They were at a festival in Europe at the same time, otherwise they would have been at Villa Park themselves as friends and fans of the band, but they couldn't make it, and they did a song, I think they did War Pigs, the Black Sabbath classic, and dedicated it to Ozzy and the band on the final day. I heard a version of it earlier. It was pretty good. In fact, no. I do a disservice. It was very, very good. If you've not heard it, go and have a look on Planet Rock there, and you'll see it there. It's probably on YouTube already. Good version of it. Alfred did a good job. And I think, there's a bit more. What else is there? We've got something else for you. Yes, I did tell you, I think it was yesterday I told you, it could have been Friday, that there was going to be a meeting of a couple of enemies, or ex-enemies, over the weekend. As young Mel B got married, she'd invited Simon Cowell and Simon Fuller. Simon Fuller was the ex-manager of the Spice Girls, and he started off with his pop reality stuff on TV before Cowell nicked his ideas and started with the X Factor. They went to court on a couple of occasions for various, was it defamations of character, was it? Or you nicking my idea, me nicking yours, you calling me outside court and me calling you. Anyway, it didn't go a lot further than a bit of tippy-tapping. But they've never been friends. I think Simon's always been a little bit jealous of Simon. That is Cowell or Fuller, to be honest with you. Fuller always had more money, although Simon has been catching up, but I think he's still behind Fuller. Fuller's a very, very shrewd guy. People say Cowell is. Fuller is even more so from what I can gather. Anyway, I believe Fuller turned up at the wedding. Simon wasn't to be seen. Mr. Cowell ducked. He ducked. He didn't turn up at all. And that's where we're at. Other than that, there is a lot of talk revolving around the wedding. As I say, old Posh Pie, she never turned up, but she did send a message, I do believe. Jerry Halliwell, she never turned up, but no messages, nothing off Jerry. Now, I don't think Victoria's that keen on Mel B. I think Jerry's much, much less so. And I think although Mel C was very much in favour of the wedding, I thought she'd gone. I think I've read today or heard somewhere she never went. She sent kind regards in and a message in, but she didn't go, which means it, baby, old Emma Bunton, she would be the one that turned up. Bit sad state of affairs, isn't it? There were a five-piece girl group. You know, they had all the girl power and all that palaver. You know, only a few years later, nobody's bothered to show. But as I say, I do believe Mel B is a bit pushy and a bit antsy, and you know, I think some of the members of the band don't like the way she portrays herself and portrays the band, I don't think. But anyway, none of them turned up, I don't think, other than little baby, little Emma there. And that, folks, really is that. There's not much more to tell. Like I say, it was music all the way, one way or another. Is there anything else? No, I don't think there is. With that, I'll love you and leave you, and I'll catch you tomorrow.